Julie, just tell me a little bit about yourself before we carry on.
Oh, well, I am a nurse that is desperate to retire. I've done this for 45 years and have worked two jobs the entire time I've been a nurse. So I have a disabled adult child that I want to take care of, and I have to have money to do that. And so I'm looking for ways to increase my income and increase my retirement nest egg and help my son build a nest egg for him.
What sort of
So
things have you
that's
looked at?
really,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
What sort of things have you looked at in the past?
Oh my goodness. I have done network marketing. I've tried to sell product. I've looked at Forex and, you know, because I work two jobs and I work odd shifts,
Hmm.
it's really hard for me to connect with people. So I've not had great success, but I'm not going to stop trying. I'm going to keep going and look for things that I can do to be successful. And I want to do things that help people, not just throw things out there, but
Yeah.
things that will help other people.
What do you think the biggest challenge is that you've faced? That has, I know you said you've been working odd shifts and that sort of thing, but what do you think has kind of stood in the way of really finding that success that you're looking for?
I don't know. I think it's time. I mean, I know people say that all the time, but if you work 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 2 in the morning, you're not in the same connection of people that work 8 to 5.
No.
So, and then you work holidays and weekends. So that's another big thing. You're not with people. So I think that's the biggest thing is just understanding how to do something quickly, easily, automated, so that you can put things on an autopilot and then, you know, move forward without having to be so hands-on.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about what you've been doing recently.
I started with LiveGood, um, and that's a company that has good products and it's on fire. I mean, it's just everybody's talking about it. So it's easy to kind of step in and see what's going on and what they're doing. So it's fun too. I mean, it's just a great community. And working nights and odd shifts, I really crave community. I want to be with other people that share the same attributes as me and same fire for freedom, I suppose. That's what I love about it.
And you know what? You're not alone in that. So many people crave communities, particularly after the sort of 2020 lockdowns and that sort of thing, and
Ooh,
becoming more important to become part of something.
yes.
So you made a really good point. So you looked at Live Good. What was the difference between Live Good and the previous things that you looked at? What sort of sparked that
I
enthusiasm?
think, yeah, the thing that was so eye catching for me is when they said, we're a backward MLN. MLN. Did I say that right? It's
MLM?
just that the multi-level marketing companies in the past, their products are so expensive
Hmm.
because they have to pay so many levels deep. I like this because the products are high quality and not, I don't want to say cheap, but they're less expensive. They are average to what you could find in better products.
Hmm.
Like the greens, I love the greens. They taste good. But the biggest thing about them is you compare the label as a nurse. I always look at labels, right? You look at the label of Live Good and look at other labels with other companies. One of the first things I noticed is that other companies just listed the grams of what their proprietary greens were. Whereas
Hmm.
Live Good specifically mentions each green and how much. And Live Good has more greens per serving than other ones. And the price difference is humongous. I was like, as you go towards retirement, you need to really cut back expenses. So it was just a win-win for me. I was like, yeah, this is great.
I think for me as well, and I know this is your interview, but I'll just say that one of the things that really got me on board was number one, the business model, and number two was the price of the product because it just shocked me in terms of okay, it's an MLM. Let's have a look at the products and oh, hang on a minute, what's happening here? These products are really inexpensive. What's going on? And it was a something that made me stop. I mean, I'm a digital marketer and a forex trader, I don't do MLM, but suddenly now I'm building this great team, and it just seems everything just seems to be aligning right. So,
Yeah.
in terms of the product, then what is the sort of the feeling? I mean, obviously, I'm in the UK and people are quite health conscious. What is the feeling of health consciousness over in America?
I don't know that it's the same as in England. We just got back from England in September,
Mm.
and you see some really big differences in the culture. Number one, there's functional walking. People walk to the store, people walk to the pub. You don't have that. People drive everywhere. Um, so I think, though, that people are getting more health conscious. There's a whole group of people that are very health conscious. And I think people more and more, because you can't afford to be sick and you don't want to go to the hospital.
Mm.
So I think people are becoming more aware of what they need to do to become healthy, especially my age. I'm 68.
Right.
You don't want to be in the hospital. You don't want to be disabled or unable to get up and move around. It's like, no, you don't want to do that. You want to keep being healthy. You want to keep walking. You want to be active so that you can enjoy the rest of your life. So I think it's getting more and more in the mainstream.
Mm. So you're 68 and you're still working.
Oh, yes.
How many other people are in your situation?
Almost every nurse. I mean, so many people, because we lost our retirement. We don't have We don't have a pension. And, the market dropped out in the 80s, and then the market dropped out during COVID. So any money that you had saved up in your 401 was greatly decreased. So I think that's hard. You got to get one of the things that interested me from the AARP, which is the Retirement People Association. They said when you are in your mid 60s, find something that you can do to help you bring money in, because you're going to need more money than you think to retire, because healthcare is just overwhelmingly expensive.
Mm.
So I think a lot of people are in my boat.
So I mean, if everybody's in your situation and people don't have a provision for the retirement, what's going to happen?
They won't have the life they want. They won't be able to travel. I think people put off traveling and doing things they want until retirement. And then they retire and they get sick or they don't have the money to do it. So I committed a couple of years ago to say, these are my retirement years. I'm not going to wait till I'm 72 and not working. I'm going to start doing the things I want to do now, because I may not have that choice then. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be that people won't be able to do the things they want, and they might not be able to travel or be with their grandkids, because they'll be worried about, do they have enough money to pay their medical bills if something happens? So it's a big worry.
Yeah, absolutely. I never realized that. I mean, obviously, I used to do a lot of coaching over in the States, and the two things that most people used to have as a massive barrier were student loans
Oh,
and
yeah.
and medical bills. And if you've got those two, then essentially a lot of people are in debt for forever.
For life. Yeah,
Yeah.
when I went back to get my master's degree, it cost me $50,000. You have to you have to work a long time to recoup that kind of investment.
You really do.
So, and now, like in nursing, they want you to have more and more degrees. So in order for you to grow and get higher income, you either, go back to school or you stay put and there's nothing wrong with staying put. I'm just saying that you can't run the floors like you did when you were 20, when you're 68. You
Yeah.
just can't do it.
No, no,
You just don't have that stamina that you did
no.
when you were 20 or 25.
And yet you're still
So
expected to.
absolutely.
And no one's no one's
Absolutely.
no one's giving you anything to make it any easier.
No, no, but it's all good. I'm not sorry for the years I've spent being of service to others.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the thing I like about the LiveGood company, is that you can still be of service to others, help them understand nutrition and get high quality nutrition products for less. And that to me is great.
So, okay, so let's pick the beat because I know we're talking about retirement, and I just wanted to talk about because I didn't realize the situation it was, but I know it's we don't want to talk doom and gloom anymore. Let's talk
No.
about so you saw the opportunity in LiveGood in what we're doing. So where are you going to take this? What would be your ideal situation? Who are the people that you would like to help with this?
I would like to help people similar to me who are older, who are worried about their health, who want more energy, who want more improved digestion, who want to sleep better. Those are the kinds of people. And honestly, I would like to help nurses because, they're my kind, right? I've spent all my years with them. So I'd like to help nurses be set free financially so they wouldn't have to worry about it. And I want to teach people that you can't just rely on an income. You really need to have multiple sources of income in your life. And I would like to teach people like me, but I really would like to teach younger people. If I would have known at 20 what I know today, I'd have done online business. I'd have done other things way before now.
But was it Colonel Sanders? I believe before he invented KFC, like in his 70s. So it's never too late. It really is never too late.
Never too late.
What would you say to somebody who's maybe watching this, who is resonating with your story? Maybe they're a nurse, maybe of a similar sort of age, and thinking, well, that's great, but I've no skills. I don't know anything about online marketing, but I'm really interested in what you've got to offer. What would you say to them?
Well, I think that's why the big community, the good community with basic support is so helpful, because you have people who can help you understand what you need to do. And I guess that's another big thing about LiveGood is that they do have spillover, and you don't see that in other companies.
No.
So that even if you aren't recruiting, you still can get people underneath you simply because of the spillover process in LiveGood. But I think having community, getting the resources that you need, having the groups that you can connect to, and the experts that you can connect to. I mean, how many people have access to someone like you who have been so successful in so many businesses? That just doesn't happen. A lot of times people recruit you and leave you.
Yeah.
That's sad, but true.
And I've seen it too many times, particularly, it's more of an effect when people spend a lot of money with you, 15, 20,000. And I remember I went to a mastermind meeting many years ago, and this guy walking around, he was kind of a bit lost. So I kind of said hello to him, and he said, "Yeah, the guy that got me involved in this, I don't know who he is. Left to his own devices, and he's on this, spent a lot of money on this course, So it's always nice to look after people, regardless of how much they spend or regardless of anything. It's just nice to see people come on board. Just before we came on, or before we started recording this, you were talking about spillover. For people watching this, how would you describe spillover?
Well, today I went back and I looked in my back office, and I have not personally recruited anyone, but I have 2 people underneath me. So people above me, their people that they recruit can spill over to me. And that's how I understand, because that's what I see in my back office.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, you logged in, you've seen those people, and you are now going to benefit financially from those people.
Right.
Now, the other thing as well is that there's a lot of marketing information that people will look at and maybe think it looks a bit too far-fetched. And in terms of the business model that we've just been talking about, the spillover, you can get involved. I'll tell everybody how much it is. It's a $40 one time, and it's $9.95 per month. So that's it. There's no upsells. There's nothing. You don't have to buy a product. It's $9.95 flat, and that's it. But you can potentially make up to $2,000 because of that spillover. And it started already. How powerful of a concept do you think that is?
Oh, I think it's very powerful, because you don't feel alone. You feel like I have this big community that's helping me move forward. So it's not just the big cheeses that are getting money. It's throughout the organization, which I think is powerful. That's awesome for me.
And the big cheese is getting the money is the old style of business model with MLM, and that's why people don't like it,
Right.
because people are paying a lot of money for product in the old system, and it's difficult to get people in because they're having to do auto ship and they haven't really got money for a marketing budget.
Yeah.
And this is why most people, that they'll get involved, and then 2-3 months later they've gone.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's the other thing is no auto ship. I have been with other companies and you have to go on auto ship, and before you know it, you have 7 bottles of something that you have not been able to go through in that 30-day period.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, this is not good. So you can order things as you need them, which is priceless for me because, then I can use it up, then order, so I can plan my whole month better than just be worried about that auto ship.
But also, in addition to that, I have wheatgrass, which here is quite expensive, and all sorts of other different products that LiveGood had. And I think, well, if I use LiveGood products, I'd save some money.
Yeah,
which is,
absolutely.
you can save money on what you're already using and then go on and build a business. It's kind of a win-win-win.
Win-win-win. Yes, right. I was looking at some of the other products yesterday, and one of them that I'm an asthmatic, and so I have to take magnesium for my asthma.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find magnesium glycinate.
Right.
Because it's an expensive brand. It's it's more, it's harder to get, and it's more expensive to put in a pill, but it's also better absorbed in the body. But LiveGood has a combination of magnesium glycinate, and it's like 1/10 the cost of what I'm paying. It's like, wow, I'm ordering that next.
And the concentrations, you've looked at those as well?
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah. Very similar. Very similar. Yeah.
Fantastic. So what would you say to anyone watching this? What would be your quiet word in the ear? What would you say to somebody if they were watching this?
What do you have to lose? Don't wait. Why not give it a try, even if you failed at other things in the past? I mean, this is like if you look at it, $9 is just about what you pay for a cup of coffee at certain places.
Yeah.
Give up one of those a month, and then you have that monthly fee. And it's like, and why not? What would stop you from trying and maybe make your life better in the future? I think that would be my whisper, give it a whirl.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love that. So if we're going to put this on social media, there's going to be a link somewhere on this page, either above or below this video. Click on that, and I'm sure Julie will give you some information and what to do if this is sort of piquing your interest. Julie,
awesome.
It's been really nice talking to you.
Well, thank you for taking the time all the way from the UK. And I know that we're on different time spans now, but we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.